It's Madden NFL 22, where division rivals will clash in the NFC North. It's the Vikings and the Packers, coming up next.
Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Gaudin alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis and CD. In the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field the defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game. And if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
Ready for football now from sunny Wisconsin. And off we go from Lambeau. On the return, Isabella. And able to get this out to the 25.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Rodgers now on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Now's a good chunk of yardage picked up there. And big fella, sometimes he doesn't need a whole lot of space created. He can make his own way.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to convert on third and short yardage with a gain of 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Second and 12 at the 36-yard line.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. So here come the Vikings with a long field ahead of them. As we get a peek at Brett Hundley, the former UCLA Bruin, he'll be the man under center.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. I thought the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him. and really want to play well for him.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
What you talking about, ref?
So offsides the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. They'll set up to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Here we go. Here we go.
2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Here's Johnson with a reception. Touchdown, Vikings. B.C. Johnson, 40 yards. And the Vikings have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau.
This has to be great for the psyche of this offense. Presented with bad field position, they didn't let it stop them. They rolled downfield and scored a touchdown.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, Isabella. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Going to throw right side here, complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the...
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. A big play there, Rodgers to Adams, 57 yards. On play action, it's Rodgers. That's complete right side to Lazard. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. 2nd and 1 from the 2.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Point after here coming up. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offense.
Taking it right down Broadway. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 78 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. On the return, Isabella. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Rodgers to throw. Open man left side. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Rodgers' throw here taken in by Boykin. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 37. Here's Rodgers. And returning right back to Boykin. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Rodgers now to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack. Well, when you time those screen passes perfectly, they can work perfectly, but that time it took a little too long to develop.
And you zeroed in on exactly what makes that play go. Timing. Because if the timing's off at all, those unblocked defenders coming at the quarterback, they'll put him on the deck. And sometimes it doesn't matter how big and strong and powerful you are. The defense is going to win an occasional battle, and they did on that one. Stopped him well short of picking up a 1st down.
So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And with the day he's having, as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, Gary.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. A give. This is Cook. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now back to throw. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Sheldon Richardson busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Looking deep for Adams. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off at the 38. A solid stiff arm. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
They go play action here on 1st down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He's doing his job, but the bottom line, they're losing. They've got a deficit to make up here, and he knows it.
And quarterbacks who last in this league learn that lesson really early. You may have had a great stat line and felt pretty good about how you played, but if your team didn't win, it almost doesn't matter. And right now, he's adopted that attitude. How do I get better? How does my team get better? How do we find a way to win the game?
Now he's hoping to lead his team to a successful drive. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Now Rodgers. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep for Adams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Out is Brett Hundley and the rest of the offense as they'll take over here. And it's actually been out of the backfield, handing the ball off where they've had a lot of success. So if you're the quarterback, do you just maybe say, you know, maybe this isn't my day, our running game's going so well, you just continue to lean on that?
I agree. That's exactly what you do. And you have to kind of take your ego and put it aside because you always think your next throw is going to be your best throw, right? Your next play is going to be your best play. Lean on what's working for you right now. That should help carry your team to victory if things keep going in the direction that they are.
Yeah, because the formula has them the lead currently. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Throwing, Hundley. Got an open man, finding Jefferson. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Now Hundley. Flushed out right. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And no reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Vikings in that first half. And they've had their way running the football, well over 100 yards already as a team, with 2 more quarters to come. Meanwhile, for the Packers, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. These 2 teams going through their final adjustments. It's about time for the second half in Green Bay. So for the call, we go back up to Lambeau and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 139 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the 3rd quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Cook stripped. The ball's out, and the Packers pick it up. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, second guy in, tackle the ball.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. That catch good for only a couple.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at the 42-yard line.
Check 59.
On play action, Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And he's taken down inside the 30.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good for our Packers. First down.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And Lazard's got it again. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and 18.
The give is to Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he is going to have a Packers first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Throwing is Rodgers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Packers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Calling a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. To throw is Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. Nope.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. It's the fullback taking it in. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. And I guess that's where you turn on 4th and goal to your muscle back there. Hand him the football. He does the dirty work.
I think you're asking a lot of your defense there, right? Having to make the stand, have to prepare for just about any type of play to be called, and then here comes the power right at you. On that play, the big man got into the end zone.
Rodgers will throw for it, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to find
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Frank Clark, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Hundley Rolling to his left. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Throwing to start the drive. Rodgers. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead 3rd quarter. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Back now at Lambeau. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he is going to have the Packers 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers, a free play. It's caught here by Adams. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
This is unbelievable.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Now it's Rodgers. Going for Boykin, but it is intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Again, it's Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Adams. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Rodgers now on 1st down. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Lewis. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. He's got to hook up to Lazard. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Made his first. This now from 42 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Here's Abdullah from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they will take a knee here. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.
Offside, defense.
What was that, Russ?
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.